Ghostbusters Afterlife is in the same franchise as Ghostbusters 1 and 2 and is directed by Jason Reitman and stars McKenna Grace, Finn Wolfhard, Carrie Coon, and Paul Rudd. And tells the story of his family, Carrie Coon, Finn Wolfhard, and McKenna Grace, who are the daughter and the grandchild of one of the members of the original Ghostbusters crew. They moved to his old estate where he left his family behind, and they are trying to discover, was he actually a member of the Ghostbusters and what his true life was. The film is 2 hours and 5 minutes long with 2 post-credit scenes and is PG-13. Welcome back to a brand new movie review here on Max. We'll talk about the highly anticipated Ghostbusters Afterlife. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. I do movie reviews, second one of the day today. TV show reviews, showing platform reviews, movie rankings, and a box office breakdown show. I'd love to hear your thoughts. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers as quickly as possible, so please subscribe and ring the bell. Also, please comment down below your thoughts. Also, want to rank for me all of the Ghostbusters films, including Afterlife. If you've seen it, in the comment section down below. If you have not seen it, tell me, are you excited and how connected are you to this franchise? And please like the video. That's the best way to support this channel. Helps the algorithm out for people to watch these reviews. So I am not as closely connected as probably most people with this franchise. I really do really have a fun time with the original film, not really that much of 2 or the 2016 Ghostbusters. I really am that emotionally tied to the characters. I really do like the first film, but it's nothing that defined my childhood, just defined me going into movie reviews. It's just a film for me that I had a fun time with, very nostalgic from the 1980s. So I was actually very excited for this film, even more so than obviously the 2016 version, because not just does this connect to the original 2 films, but also Jason Reitman, the son of Ivan Reitman, who directed those films, is at the helm. And I believe he's an excellent director of films like Totally Up in the Air, Juno. He's just a really good director, and seeing him, this is probably his biggest scale movie that he's ever made before. He normally makes indie hits, as I said, like Totally Up in the Air, Juno, but this is his most large scale film that he's ever made to date. And the cast is really well cast. So that's why I was excited for the film. And that's by far the best part of this entire movie is McKenna Grace. She plays the daughter of Carrie Coon, who's Finn Wolfhard's brother. And she's this weird, nerdy, I guess, scientist who, at their original house, just never made any friends with anyone. She's very weird. Her mom always tells her to not be herself or in order to make friends. And then once she's kind of the one who starts discovering the ghosts in this town where her grandpa used to lived. So she's kind of the one who starts where the movie really picks up from the story point of view. She's finding all of her grandfather's stuff in the house. She made this one friend named Podcast at school who was also interested in the same things McKenna Grace is interested in. And she has a science teacher in school played by Paul Rudd, who also helps her feel the confidence in order to do this. Finn Wolfhard, again, so McKenna Grace was by far the best part of the entire film. She fits this franchise really perfectly. She oozes that, the nerdy scientist, but she also has a lot of charisma to her. Not too much, but again, she's just a really likable actor. She's in so much stuff, a lot of horror stuff, but this is definitely her biggest role to date, especially in the large scale, the amount of people that I got to see. I guess Gifted would be her. I think that was her in Gifted would be her biggest role. But from a people going to see it point of view, this is definitely her biggest movie that she's ever made. And for her to be basically, in my opinion, the main character of the film. No, it's not Paul Rudd. It's not Carrie Coon. It's not the original Ghostbusters. And it's not full. It really is her movie for a lot of it. There's a lot of sequences where it really is just her for a long time. She's really fantastic in the film. And I think there truly is a star in the making with McKenna Grace in Hollywood. Also, Paul Rudd, as I said, steals the show as usual. He plays a teacher at McKenna Grace's school who starts to build this romantic relationship with her mom, played by Carrie Coon. Paul Rudd's really funny as usual. Really, every scene he's in actually in the movie is quite funny. Really fun to watch on screen. Finn Wolfhard, who I do like, obviously, I'm a gigantic Stranger Things fan, but now I've seen him in some movies, like Dog Years, which I thought He was fine. I see him in other stuff, but this is definitely one of his biggest movie roles to date. He's good. I just think from a character point of view, he struggles to have something to do in the first half of this movie. And I'll get to that in my negatives. Carrie Coon's really good as the mom who really was left behind by this original Ghostbuster. And she doesn't know why and all these different things. And she really feels regret being back in his house and seeing all the symbols pointing at why he left her. So again, Carrie Coon was really good. The person who played Podcast was really good. Don't want to spoil anything on it. This movie is the cameos. They're getting spoiled across the board. So I'm not going to spoil those cameos. There are some major cameos in this film, and there's a mid and post credit scene. So definitely stay for both. Both have big implications. One just a little fun scene for the fans of the 1980 original film, but also the other one is a nod to it, but also setting up possibly a sequel as well. Also, the direction from Jason Reitman was really good. He really did fit this film well. 30 years plus past when the original film came out, this film does seemingly fit with this franchise. It does sometimes follow the formula too much of the original film, but it still finds a way to be unique. The idea of wonder and understanding from a child's point of view, the Ghostbusters, I thought was a really smart idea. And putting that in Mckenna Grace's position was also much. She's a scientist, but also not really believing in ghosts and the extraterrestrial life, and having her learn step by step the truck, the weapons, the history of it. It was a really unique perspective, again, because the Ghostbusters were all male adults, and looking at from a female child and just two childs really with Wolfhard and Grace, it puts this whole franchise in a different point of view, which I thought was one of the smarter parts. But Reitman directs this film good. The CGI, the special effects, while yes, they're very cheesy, just like they were in the original film, really do actually seemingly fit in with this film. They never really felt out of place to me. And the film just, I guess, it has a sense of wonder. You want to learn more about this town, want to learn more about this original Ghostbuster, maybe some stuff that you maybe didn't know about him from the original couple films. So overall, again, just a really easy watch, fun time in theaters with characters that are extremely likable that you are rooting for. So as I said, let's move to my negatives. As I said, the film does at times follow the cliches. It follows what kind of happens in the first film in the last 15, 20 minutes of the film. So that, on the other hand, was a bit predictable, but I didn't really hate that part. The part I couldn't stand really at times, as I said, Finn Wolfhard's character just feels such a distraction in the first half of the film. While Mckenna Grace is at school with Paul Rudd, looking through her house with her friend Podcast and going through all the Ghostbuster stuff, Finn Wolfhard is so not about that. He's literally working at a diner. He's trying he likes this girl at the diner, so he works for the diner, so he's trying to woo her and stuff like that and go out with her. But every time we cut back between the two of them, the Mckenna Grace stuff was so much more interesting. It just felt like we were it kind of pulls me out of the movie every time they went back to Wolfhard's character alone. Now, it's not Wolfhard's fault at all. He's very good in the movie, especially the first 5-10 minutes. He was extremely funny. But once they kind of settle in and Mckenna Grace is doing her Ghostbuster stuff and he's not, it just feels like a boring distraction. It kind of pulls me out of the movie at times. There's one sequence of CGI where it kind of takes over a couple of our characters' bodies that I just thought did not work, and it was a little too silly with the entire film. I also think the film should have been explaining a little bit more things. Even if you've seen the original Ghostbusters, the actual machines, what they do, the history, it was kind of a lot coming at you at once without a lot of explanation. I would have liked also a little bit more Paul Rudd. He really isn't in the movie as much as I would have thought. I just wanted a lot more emotion from the Carrie Coon point of view. It feels like every scene, she's just, oh, this town sucks. My dad sucks. Why did you leave us here? She just felt like a repetitive until the last 20 minutes of the film, where she kind of comes around to the fact that her kids are actually doing this stuff and all of the family tie-ins. She just feels a little bit repetitive. But overall, this is definitely one of the most fun movie theater experiences I've had all year. It's a really fun, good movie. Again, I think it's definitely better than any sequel we've gotten so far. That includes Ghostbusters 2 and the Ghostbusters 2016 films. I would go Ghostbusters, the original, this film, Ghostbusters 2, and then Ghostbusters 2016 is my 4-movie ranking. So let me hear your thoughts. I'm going to give this film a 4 out of 5 stars, a 77% for Ghostbusters Afterlife, a really fun film that I'm really happy is in theaters, and Jason Reitman was the man to direct it, and Mckenna Grace star in the making. So please like the video, subscribe. More videos coming soon. Tick, Tick, Boom, King Richard, Hit Monkey, all these different types of shows. They're all coming out. All these reviews are coming out very, very soon. So please subscribe and ring the bell, and I'll see you guys soon.